Hello everyone. The title of my discussion is Beyond Standard English, Understanding AAVE and Linguistic Diversity. To begin, my name is Discussion1 Carruth, and today I'll be discussing the phenomena of good and bad grammar as mentioned in Chapter 1. Language and social acceptance are deeply intertwined, so I wanted to discuss standard grammar or standard English as opposed to dialectal variations such as AAVE, and give way to exploring some societal power that's embedded in those in this discussion. So what is good and bad grammar? Linguists differentiate between prescriptive grammar, which are formal rules taught in school, and descriptive grammar, which is how the language is naturally used by speakers. Standard English is what's usually upheld as good grammar, while variations such as African American Vernacular English or AAVE or Southern dialects are often deemed incorrect or bad. For instance, he is working in Standard English, is he be working in AAVE. Both have grammatical structures, but only one is widely accepted as correct. Moving along, the role of social acceptance. So the dominance of a particular dialect is often linked to power structures. Historically, the dialect of a socially dominant group is institutionalized in education and media and other facets of society. Accent bias and grammatical prejudice is widely seen in job opportunities, education, and social mobility. As a result, a strategy people use is code switching, where they switch to the standard English in professional or academic settings in order to not be seen as incompetent or unprofessional, and they go back to their natural or home dialects with people of their own community. I did want to give a few examples of the characteristics of AAVE in accordance to some of the topics we've been going over in class. For instance, in the first column, final consonant cluster reduction can be seen in AAVE. For instance, test turns into test, so the final consonant sound is removed. Interdental fricative replacement, where this is this and that is that. This can be seen a lot in Southern dialects as well. When it comes to vowels, there can be a gliding with diphthongs. So time is time and ride is ride. There's also some vowel shifts that can be seen. So pen is pin and get is get. There's also manners of articulation, which are a bit different. So unstressed syllable reduction can be seen in because turns to cuz, and about is bout. And there also is glottalization, where instead of that double consonant, there's a glottal stop there. So bottle is bottle. And I wanted to bring up the phenomenon of subconscious grammar knowledge. So unlike prescriptive language, which is taught explicitly, there is some subconscious knowledge where it just kind of comes naturally to speakers of these dialects and in their communities. And these systemic rules are upheld across the board. There's also a large influence of code switching, which I mentioned earlier, and there also is a large discussion in the field of linguistics where AAVE is starting to be seen as more a legitimate form of dialectal language. In closing, this matters because there is linguistic discrimination and inequality. And language is very inherent in how humans build a livelihood for themselves and connect to others. So I believe this is very paramount of a discussion. AAVE is a fully structured dialect, which is not always recognized. And there's a lot of importance in better understanding linguistic diversity and in education and language learning across the board outside of English. So thank you so much for your time. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and questions.